Good morning, students. As we all know that we have started the second unit of our English reader book, Presence of Mind, and we read the section 1 of the unit, that was a clump of lilac. Now we are going to start section 2 of this unit. The name of the unit is Prithviraj Chauhan, and this is the first part. In the section 3 we will be reading the second part of this same story. Right now this is a play that is enacted in reading form. Let us start. Part 1. Muhammad Ghori. We have conquered, looted and plundered the mightiest and the most prosperous of kings, but the treasures that Delhi has are to be found nowhere else. If we were to loot the riches of Delhi, our country would be the wealthiest in the world, a truly golden kingdom. Now Muhammad Ghori, a Mughal emperor, says that we have conquered, we have plundered the bravest, mightiest, the impossible to win kingdoms, and we have filled our treasures with their wealth. But the treasures that Delhi possesses, if we win Delhi, we will be the wealthiest in the world. The minister of Muhammad Ghori enters and says, "Begging your pardon, Sultan, allow me to remind you that the ruler of Delhi is Prithviraj Chauhan, unparalleled in the field of combat. Stories of his heroic expeditions about and to defeat him seems an impossible mission." Now one of the ministers of Muhammad Ghori says, "Please allow me to say something, that the ruler of Delhi is Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan, and he is known for his heroics and his combat skills, and it is next to impossible to defeat him." Now Muhammad Ghori says, "We shall take up this challenge and see for ourselves whether he truly is such a great warrior. Commander-in-Chief, make preparations to invade Delhi." Now he was furious about Prithviraj Chauhan and was ready to take up this hard challenge and asked his commander-in-chief to prepare to invade to Delhi. Invade here means attack Delhi. News of the impending attack reaches the court of Prithviraj Chauhan. Prithviraj Chauhan came to know about the attack being prepared against him. The messenger to Prithviraj Chauhan now. "Long live the king, we have just received information that the Sultan of Ghor, Muhammad Ghori, is preparing to raid Delhi." Now he tells that the Sultan of Ghor, Mr. Muhammad Ghori, is preparing to invade us. Now Prithviraj Chauhan, "Let him attack us. We are not so weak to be afraid of a mere plunderer. We are of the martial race and fear nobody." Now he says, we don't fear anybody, whether it is Muhammad Ghori or anybody else. We are not such weakers and we can face him very easily. Now Ghori attacks Delhi and a battle ensues between the two adversaries. Finally Ghori suffers a humiliating defeat, and then, having been captured, he stands before Prithviraj Chauhan, head bowed, pleading for mercy. Now Ghori attacks Delhi, but he was brutally defeated in the attack, and now he has been captured and he is standing in front of Prithviraj Chauhan, head bowed. Now Muhammad Ghori says, "Prithviraj, I have committed a grave error by invading Delhi, and I beg forgiveness for my actions. I have heard that the Emperor of Hindustan is so large-hearted that he has the generosity to forgive his enemies." Now Muhammad Ghori asking to forgive and uses words like big-hearted, and asks the Emperor of Hindustan, that is Prithviraj Chauhan, to forgive his mistake and he won't commit it again. Now Prithviraj Chauhan, "You have heard right, Muhammad Ghori. We do not strike an unarmed man even if he is our enemy. We will surely forgive you on the condition that you never ever think of invading my kingdom again." Now Prithviraj Chauhan says that you have heard right, and we never kill anybody who is unarmed, and we forgive our enemies. But I will forgive you only on one condition, that you promise me you won't be attacking my Delhi once again. Muhammad Ghori says, "I promise that I will never attempt to cause harm to your kingdom." Now he promises. And during that event only, Chand Bardai, the court poet of Prithviraj Chauhan, intervenes at this juncture. He enters there and says, Maharaj, I am not only your court poet but also your friend. I feel that Gauri should not be pardoned but instead be sentenced to death. Now he says, please don't forgive Muhammad Gauri as it won't be good for us. Please sentence him to death. Now Prithviraj Chauhan says, I respect your sentiments, Chand Bardai, but I feel that everyone should be given a chance to reform and make amends for their mistakes. I therefore offer Gauri the gift of my forgiveness as he is repentant. Now Prithviraj Chauhan says that I am glad that you want me to be free of any sort of dangers and from my enemies, but still I know one thing, that if someone is ready to make amends to his or her mistakes, I shall forgive him. Now I will forgive Mr. Gauri for committing this mistake. However, having received the king's pardon, Gauri returns to Gaur but does not give up his wicked ways. He weaves plot after plot, planning and scheming to lay his hands on the riches of Delhi. Gauri, after king's pardon, went back to his region, and again he started capturing plots after plots, region after region, kingdoms after kingdoms, but his ultimate goal was to win over the Delhi. Now the second part. Soon the heroic tales of Prithviraj's valor reach Sanyogita, daughter of Jaichand, the king of Kannauj. Without seeing him in person, she decides that she will marry him and no one else. Relations between Jaichand and Prithviraj are strained. Jaichand had decided to perform the Rajsuya Yagya to assert his superiority over the Rajput kings. Prithviraj, however, refused to accept Jaichand's supremacy, and this marked the beginning of their enmity. Soon, the heroic tales of Prithviraj Chauhan were heard all over India, and the king of Kannauj, Jaichand's daughter, Sanyogita, also heard about it, and without seeing him, she decided that she will only marry Prithviraj Chauhan. Jaichand and Prithviraj were not good friends, and Jaichand decided to perform a Rajsuya Yagya to show that he is the biggest Rajput king. Prithviraj didn't accept Jaichand's supremacy, and this resulted in their enmity. Now they both became enemy. Seen in Raja Jaichand's court in Kannauj. He is seated on his throne. Jaichand, we wish to hold the Swayamvar ceremony of our daughter Sanyogita, to which all the kings will be invited, with the sole exception of Prithviraj Chauhan. Now Jaichand says that he wants to hold a Swayamvar for his daughter Sanyogita, and every king from all around the world is invited except Prithviraj Chauhan because he was his enemy. As soon as Sanyogita hears this, she asks an audience with her father. Now she wants to talk to her father because she wanted to marry Prithviraj Chauhan only, and he was also not invited in the Swayamvar. Now Sanyogita to his father. Father, Prithviraj Chauhan has made a place for himself in my heart, and I have decided to marry no one else but him. You have to invite him to the Swayamvar. Now Sanyogita asks her father to call Prithviraj Chauhan also, because he has made his right, because he is king of kings and have won all over India. Now Jaichand, this is impossible, it can't happen. My enemy can't be your betrothed. Now Jaichand denies and says it is impossible, and my enemy can't be your betrothed. Here this word means someone whom you want to marry. You have decided to marry. Upon seeing her father's attitude, Sanyogita leaves the court and retreats to her room. Where she contemplates on her course of action. Finally, she summons an attendant in secret and hands him a letter to be delivered to Prithviraj Chauhan, in which she declares her love for him and invites him to her Swayamvar ceremony. Now, after listening to her father, Jaichand's words, now she went back to her room and thought about what to do next. And then suddenly something strikes to her mind, and she calls an attendant secretly and asked her to deliver a letter that she wrote to Prithviraj Chauhan, in which she declared her love for him and invited him to Swayamvar ceremony. Now, attendant handing over the message. My salutations to you, O king. The princess of Kannauj, Sanyogita, has sent you this message. Now that attendant hands over the letter to the king, Prithviraj Chauhan. Now Prithviraj Chauhan, after reading the letter, he is happy. Return to Kannauj and tell your princess that I accept her proposal. And he accepted the proposal of Sanyogita. In the meanwhile, Jayachand is busy making preparations for the Swayamvar and also thinking of ways and means to humiliate Prithviraj Chauhan. Now, as we know, Prithviraj Chauhan and Jayachand were enemies, and Jayachand was preparing for his daughter's Swayamvar. He also started thinking of ways to humiliate Prithviraj Chauhan. Jayachand, minister, get a statue of Prithviraj made and place it at the entrance of my place so that all who participate in the Swayamvar may see that I have made him a gatekeeper. Now, Jayachand, he orders his ministers to get a statue of Prithviraj Chauhan and keep it in front of his gate so that everybody, every king that enters for Swayamvar see that and feels like he has made the gatekeeper as Prithviraj Chauhan. Soon this news reaches Prithviraj Chauhan. Messenger, O king, we have received information that Jayachand has installed your statue at the gate of his palace. He has reduced your status to a mere guard. Now messenger tells the whole story to Prithviraj Chauhan, and in anger Prithviraj Chauhan says, the impudence of that man, I shall teach Jayachand a lesson. Now because of this, Prithviraj Chauhan was angry and he thinks of teaching him a lesson. So students, as we have completed the chapter Prithviraj Chauhan part 1, let's move on to the exercise of this chapter. Starting on with read and answer. First question. How did the minister describe Prithviraj in Muhammad's court? The minister in Muhammad's court said that Prithviraj Chauhan is the best in the world in terms of combat skills and it is next to impossible to win a battle against him. Next question. What reason does Prithviraj give for pardoning Muhammad? What promise does he take from Muhammad? Prithviraj always thought that everyone should be given a chance to reform and make amends for the mistake committed. He took promise from Muhammad that he will not attack Prithviraj's kingdom again. The third question, why were relations between Prithviraj and Jayachand strained? The relations were strained between Prithviraj and Jayachand because Prithviraj denied to accept Jayachand's supremacy as king of kings. Now the next question, how did Jayachand plan to insult Prithviraj? Jayachand ordered his minister not to invite Prithviraj for his daughter's Swayamvar and put a statue of him at the entrance of the gate to show that he was not afraid of Prithviraj. Now moving on to the next part, that is think and answer. First question, I feel that Gauri should not be pardoned but instead be sentenced to death. Why do you think Chand Bardai says this? Who was Chand Bardai? He was the poet of Prithviraj's court and also his close friend. Because Chand Bardai was afraid that Muhammad was going to attack again and again and Prithviraj may get deeply hurt or may die. Second, that is impossible, it can't happen. Who said these words and why? As you read the chapter, Jayachand said these words to his daughter Sanyogita because he did not want Prithviraj to marry his daughter and his daughter wanted to marry Prithviraj only. Third question, why do you think Prithviraj was happy with the content of Sanyogita's letter? Maybe he too had heard about Sanyogita's bravery and sending a letter in this manner showed her bravery. Also, marrying her would have vanished the enmity between Prithviraj and Jayachand. Now, moving on to the next questions, that is reference to context. Here we have to read the lines and answer accordingly. Now, he has reduced your status to a mere guard. Now, who said these words and to whom? Messenger said these words to Prithviraj. Second question, who are he and you? Here, he is Jayachand and you is Prithviraj Chauhan. Now the C part. How has the statue been reduced? How has the status been reduced? By keeping a statue at the entrance of the palace as a mere guard. Now, what was the listener's reaction? After listening to these words, Prithviraj Chauhan was very angry and he decided to teach Jayachand a lesson. That's it from the chapter. We completed the chapter, we read it, and we completed the exercise also. See you in the next videos. Till then, bye.